Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. We are testing out some drugstore makeup today that I picked up at my Walgreens recently. A lot of things here from Makeup Revolution. I have some new very intense lip products that we're gonna be trying out today. I can feel them on my lips right now. I'm actually very excited about them. Very polarizing, some of these products. Some of them I absolutely loved and a couple of these were major duds for me, but we'll get into it all together today. This is the makeup look that we'll be creating and I'll get into why there's some things I'm not very thrilled about. Enough spoilers, I can't seem to help myself. If you are new here, very special welcome to you. Please consider subscribing to my channel before you leave and make sure that your notifications are turned on. We do have a lot of makeup to try out today, so let's get to it. Okay, so before we get into this new skin tint that I'm dying to try, I'm just gonna add a little bit of primer. I don't have a new primer, I'm just gonna go in with my Flower Beauty priming whip. This I still think is one of the very best primers at the drugstore. If you like a little bit of hydration and glow, I love this primer so much. It has such a pretty like soft golden glow, but it gives tons of hydration. All right, so the skin tint that I picked up is the Makeup Revolution Super Dewy Skin Tint. I've been loving trying out some more like BB creams and skin tints lately. This one is in medium light. I'm very much questioning the shade. You never know with the skin tint, and I don't know what kind of coverage level this one gives. It says it's lightweight, but it doesn't really say how much coverage it has. I should probably look that up online, but I guess we'll just try it out and see. Normally with the skin tint, I like to apply them with my fingers, but I have a white shirt on today and I kind of feel like getting foundation all over my hands is just gonna be disastrous for my white t-shirt. So we're gonna use a brush today. Ooh, actually you guys. So like I said, this is the shade light medium. It is going to be way too light for me. I can already tell. Oh boy. Let's just start applying it in the center of my face. I might add a little bit of a darker shade to it for the perimeter of my face because I really hate when my foundation is way too light for me. And I actually do need to wear this today. I have some stuff I need to go to today and get done, so I don't want my makeup to look too bad. And starting off with a foundation that is absolutely the wrong shade is never a good place to start. Okay, this is interesting. So this is definitely not giving me the coverage level that I am used to from my Maybelline skin tint. That one I would hardly even call a skin tint. I mean, that thing gives you solid medium coverage. I love that stuff. This is kind of maybe more along the lines of the Physicians Formula one, which I like as a skincare product, but if I'm having a particularly rough skin day, that one just does not give me enough coverage alone. I don't know. I still like it, but it's not my favorite. So I'm going to add just a little bit to this. I know this is kind of cheating. Let's just take a tiny bit of my Wet n Wild Dewy foundation. I'm not wild about this color. I'm surprised. It's definitely not light medium. Like that's quite light. It's also very peachy in tone. So I just took the tiniest bit of the Wet n Wild Dewy foundation. This one is in the shade, I think it's Caramel. Yeah, Caramel. And this we're gonna use on the perimeter of my face. This is probably also gonna add just a little bit more coverage, but hopefully more than anything, just get that shade to work for me a little bit better. And we very well might be using quite a bit of concealer today because this definitely didn't cover up my hyperpigmentation marks here around the perimeter of my face. A lighter coverage skin tint for sure, which I'm kind of sad about. I was hoping this would have a little bit better coverage. You get a ton of product in here, 1.85 ounces. Maybe this will be a good product to kind of mix in with a maybe more like full coverage foundation, something a little more long wearing to kind of give me like a hybrid. I'll definitely try it like that. Of course, we'll see how it wears, whether it ends up breaking me out, which is usually not a huge issue. I don't feel like my skin is super sensitive that lots of things end up breaking me out, but occasionally something will give me a little bit of trouble. Okay, so yeah, did not give me a lot of coverage. I'm still seeing all of my hyperpigmentation marks, just kind of like lightly added, even things out maybe a little bit and added just a subtle glow. Darn it, I'm kind of disappointed about that. That's okay. Let's go in with some concealer. I don't have a new concealer today. I'm just gonna take my e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. So we're gonna mix two shades together. I have Fair Warm and Medium Sand. Let me take the Medium Sand just on its own and kind of tap that around the outside. Actually, I haven't used this concealer for a while. Then I'm gonna take a little mixture of those two together and kind of tap that on my eyelids. Kind of, oh, a little more of the dark. That's a little too light. But I have a little zit right here. A little bit on the perimeter as well. Need a lot of concealer today. Okay, and then to blend that concealer in, I am so excited to try these. I saw these from Real Techniques. These are their Mini Miracle Concealer Puffs. These look so cute. They kind of remind me, was it Tati that did like a little like puff thing like this for foundation? I never did try that, but this kind of reminds me of that. I just think it's super cute for like your finger. So we're gonna try this. It's like a sponge slash your finger, which is maybe not as innovative as I was thinking it was. It really was just like the cute factor that sold me on these things. But I do like using my finger. I just think it takes a long time. This kind of makes your finger much bigger, makes it a little more practical. I didn't wet mine, by the way. I probably was supposed to. Actually, no, it says best when used dry. So it's kind of sliding off my finger just a little bit. Coverage-wise, I feel like that's giving me pretty good coverage. I do need a little bit more concealer on this spot. Right here. They're super cute, but I have to say it's not as comfortable as using just a normal sponge. I kind of feel like, I don't know, maybe I'm pressing too hard. Feels a bit like I'm just like punching myself in the face with tiny little fists. I don't know. It's a weird description, but that's what it feels like. It's a little bit firm. Not as much bounce as I was hoping it would have. Okay, hopefully that's okay. I'm just gonna kind of go around the perimeter of my hairline. Make sure I don't have any foundation or concealer gathered there, my brows. I kind of feel like, I don't know what you guys are seeing on camera, but I feel like my face is not one even color because I use different colors of concealer and my foundation didn't give me that initial like coverage level. So I kind of feel a little splotchy right now. Let's see if this next product can help me out with that. This looks so interesting to me. This is the Makeup Revolution again, Balm Glow. Seems pretty obvious to me that this is supposed to be a dupe for the Jones Road products, which I have still not tried. I've actually had a cart full of the Jones Road Bobbi Brown products for over a year now. I have it saved in my computer tab, and every time I go on there, I just can't bring myself to push the buy button because to get enough products to really give that brand a good try, it's gonna cost me like $250, and I'm always talking myself out of it. So I can't necessarily compare this to that, but it clearly is kind of meant to be like their beauty balm or one of their balms that they offer. They had 3 shades of this stuff at my Walgreens. I went with the shade Natural Nude. It seemed to kind of be like a blush shade that maybe can do a little bit of warming at the same time. I'm not quite sure how to apply this stuff. It says you can apply it to your cheeks and your lips. Honestly, with any cream product, especially the first time I'm trying something like this out, I like to go with a brush. I just don't like using my fingers because I feel like when I use my hands to put on something like this, it ends up pulling too much coverage off my face. So I'm just gonna take this brush, which is this is actually traditionally one that I often use with my cream bronzers. This is from Sydney Grace, just a really dense kind of foundation type buffing brush. I'm gonna take a good amount of that on that brush. It looks feels very balmy and buttery and kind of glowy, and oh my goodness, luminous. That is very glossy. I probably put way too much product on my brush now that I'm feeling that on my finger and lips. It feels like a lip balm, which we'll see. I was nervous to try those Nabla 2 Reasons blushes that I've raved about for months now. They have a balm in them, and I actually really like the texture effect that gives my cheeks. So maybe this won't be as scary as it's kind of feeling to me initially. Hang on, I just gotta wipe all that excess foundation and concealer off my hands. Trying to preserve the white shirt once again. Okay, so I have a good amount of this on my brush, and we're just gonna start kind of applying this as like a, I don't know, like a blush slash bronzer, like multi-product. Okay, this definitely is very dewy feeling. Greasy maybe is a less flattering term for it. Very pretty glow, but it is definitely pulling off coverage. I don't know if you guys can see. There's all my sunspots again. This is where I wanted to run into trouble with products like this. Kind of the ones, I'm thinking of like the Physicians Formula or the Pacifica bronzer drops that are just, you're supposed to use quite a bit of them to get a really nice, healthy, natural looking color, but you have to use enough product to get the color payoff, but it also ends up pulling off the coverage underneath, at least on me. I mean, if you don't mind some of those spots peeking through, it does look more like natural and glowy and luminous on your skin. If you have naturally just like pretty skin with not a lot to cover and not a lot of hyperpigmentation marks or acne scars underneath, this is a product that I would love to use in my 20s. But honestly, right now, I just can already tell, like, I don't know that because I have to get quite a bit to get any color out of it, it really is like glossing up my cheeks in a very sort of like Katie Jane Hughes kind of way, but takes all my coverage away. So makes me a little bit self-conscious. I don't know. And again, I can't really say that like this compares to the Jones Road because I haven't tried Jones Road products yet. If you have tried both, if you have tried the Makeup Revolution balms and the Jones Road blush balms, or I know they're not necessarily blushes. Some of them are highlighters, some of them are just kind of like, I think they call them like their miracle balm or something. I know a lot of people love them. Okay, that is really dewy. I put a lot on. Probably with a product like this, I probably would go back and buy the darkest shade that they have to get a little bit more color out of them without having to use a lot of product. This just does not give me a lot of color. Now, for my lips, I mean, that is a freaking lifetime supply of lip balm if I was to use it for my lips. It feels nice on my lips. Again, doesn't give me a lot of color. Like, I just feel like that's kind of a, there it is on the back of my hand. I mean, it's like not there. It just gives you basically, has a little bit of sheen in it, like a pearlescence, and also just the sheen from the dewy balm. But yeah, I don't know, guys. All that coverage that I put down just instantly went away, and now I'm really afraid to put the highlighter on next that is just gonna stick to that, which is probably gonna be weird. But I did pick up another Makeup Revolution Reloaded highlighter. This is in Dare to Divulge. I have their Just My Type highlighter. I love it. That package is actually broke, but I still use it a lot. This one is a fresh, new, unbroken package. It looks a little bit more kind of shell pink in tone than golden in tone. We're gonna try it on top of that balm and see if it will work on top of a balm. On its own, I have a feeling I would love this because I mean, just looking at this color, it's just slightly more pink than the Just My Type. I probably didn't need to pick up this highlighter, but it was pretty cheap. I was looking for a highlighter from another brand, and that's something that I've noticed when I'm looking for drugstore makeup. Like if I'm wanting to try drugstore makeup out from a brand, there are a lot of brands I don't feel like have a lot of options when it comes to highlighter for some reason, which highlighter is one of my favorite products to try, but maybe it's not like that for everyone. Not everybody uses a highlighter, especially a powder highlighter. And I generally like powder highlighters more than a liquid. Okay, yeah, my skin looks awful, you guys. I'm having a really hard time, like, not just wanting to start over with my makeup. Darn it. 2 misses so far. And honestly, I don't know that I can say, like, I'm not gonna be wild about this highlighter because my skin just doesn't look great underneath. But I'm gonna give it a pass. I'm pretty sure I will like that once I have normal skincare products underneath. Let's just move on. Let's pretend like my skin looks just fine and move on to the eyeshadow. Again, for Makeup Revolution. I did not even realize that almost everything that I picked up today is for Makeup Revolution. Actually, when we get to the lips, I have a lot of different brands for the lips, but I did get one of their little 6-pan eyeshadow palettes. These were like $3.99, I believe. This one is in I See You Orange. Very corally, very summery color story. Honestly, they didn't have a lot of these left in stock. I think they had a nude option that was not there. I'm gonna use my Angie Hot and Flashy brushes for this. It has been a while since I've used a Makeup Revolution eyeshadow palette. I had one, if you were here at the very beginning of my channel, like pre-2020, I mean like 2018 era, I had I can't remember the name of that palette, like a fall toned eyeshadow, but they probably still make it. from Makeup Revolution that was like my favorite palette in the world. Such a good fall color story. I really like their mattes. Their shimmers are kind of hit and miss, I have found with, I've probably only tried out a handful of their eyeshadow palettes over time, but I've always been pretty impressed with their mattes. I think they perform really well. Ooh, that is quite orange. I mean, it looks very nude in the pan, but that's pretty pigmented and bold. Oh boy, it's gonna be a bolder eye look than I feel like maybe this look is calling for, especially because my skin is just, it feels very naked. I feel very naked. I don't know. I should have done my Sydney Grace video today. So I have 2 videos I need to film. This one, my Walgreens makeup, and then I have some new things from Sydney Grace that I still haven't dug into yet. I'm kind of regretting that I picked this one because I don't know. I'm just feeling a bad vibe about this makeup look today. Like it's just not gonna turn out very well. It's always rough when you start off with your skin and the skin doesn't go well, especially when you're a little bit older and you really need your skin to like, your skin products to perform well. You need coverage out of them. Yeah, this is just gonna be tough. So we're gonna dip into this red. I'm kind of afraid of this red. It looks, sometimes if I'm starting with more neutral shades, like I don't mind a red in the crease, especially if I can combine it with like a brown. This one's pretty bold. I've just not been into bold eyeshadows like this lately. I'll probably add a brown to my crease later. Just because I actually have a wedding reception to go to tonight and I really don't want to be naked skinned and red eyeshadow tonight. I just feel like I'm not gonna feel very cute. I'm not trying to knock this eyeshadow. I would wear these colors. I wouldn't mind having just like, I wouldn't mind this coral brown with this one being a little bit more brown in tone, or just having like a neutral brown with this red, if that makes sense. I just feel like there's not a lot of neutrals in here, especially because this one was so orange to start out with. Unless you like that bold of a color story on your eye, I just kind of rely on a neutral to kind of ground things. But that said, I know not everyone is boring with their eyeshadows like I am. Okay, let's go with this pink right here. I'm gonna stay away from that orange just because I feel like I already am looking pretty orange and bold on the eyes. So we're gonna put this in the center of the lid. And then let's take this kind of golden champagne. For this one, let's use my Angie Hot and Flashy A505 brush. Build it up on there and, ooh, that's nice. That's pretty. I'm gonna kind of pull that, overlap that pink. I actually don't want too much of that pink to show with how bold the outer corner is. I just think pulling some of that color down a notch is gonna help me out a little bit with this look today. I'm gonna go back to that little sponge and kind of clean up that edge right there. Works really well for that, actually. Okay, now let's add a little bit of liner. I'm gonna take, this is not new, this might just my LA Girl Intense Wear Auto Liner in Lasting Brown. Just gonna do kind of a wing. Just a bit of a baby wing and then just waterline right on top, on the top waterline. Let's throw on some mascara. Actually, before I throw on mascara, I do wanna just throw something in my brows. I'm gonna go back to using that Pretty Smart brow gel. Just throw that through my brows really quickly. Keep them nice and natural. I actually really like this brow gel. It's growing on me. All right, there we have it. So I do have a sort of new mascara. I actually repurchased the e.l.f. Lash It Loud mascara. I was back and forth. I'm actually out of my Lash It Loud and also my Lash and Roll. I love them both. I think they're both really good mascaras. This one I think is a little bit more long wearing on me, but the brush is very, very sharp. So if you're very sensitive to like a sharp brush that might gouge your eyeballs if you're not very careful, definitely use this one with caution, or maybe go with the Lash and Roll. By the way, I did already curl my lashes before this video started. Okay, let me do this off camera. I'll be right back. All right, you guys, so there are the finished eyes, and I was gonna say finished cheeks. I feel like my cheeks don't look like they have anything on them at all. This product didn't give me any color or any bronzing effect. I'm seriously just really bummed about this. I was hoping that it would like really do something more for me, and now it just is basically, for me personally, is kind of a giant lip balm that I'll probably never use because it's huge. Bummer. Let me know if you guys tried these out, if they worked out better for you, and especially if you tried the Jones Road ones. How do these compare? I'm kind of feeling less enthusiastic about trying out the Jones Road Miracle Balm because this was just like such a dud for me, but I'm sure they're not exactly the same. So give me some feedback, give me a little push if you feel like I might like the Jones Road ones. Okay, so let's move on to the lips. I have a couple of things I'm very excited to try. So I actually have two of them. I don't know I'm gonna use them both simultaneously today. I picked up the Pixie Lip Glow. This one is in the shade Juicy. It's kind of like a corally juicy shade. I'm gonna apply this just right now. And actually, you know what I'm actually thinking, since that quite orangey and like corally toned, like more than I usually go more pink for my lips, but I'm thinking about using this on my cheeks. I know it's not expressly meant to be used that way, but since that other balm gave me no color whatsoever, maybe this will help my cheeks out a little bit because I feel kind of dead. Like I kind of look, with the too light foundation and the no color on the cheeks, I don't know, I look like they pulled me out of the bottom of the lake, kind of. There we go. That's a little better. A little bit more life in my face now. And why not add a little bit more balm because there's lots on there already. Okay, I'm gonna go back to that little tiny beauty puff and we're just gonna go around the edges lightly. I don't wanna be too coral cheeked. Okay, now I'm actually gonna wipe that off my lips. I don't remember why I bought this. I think it was on clearance. You know how you go to Walgreens and there's like one shade that will be severely discounted and it either makes you think, okay, why is that one shade alone discounted? Is there something wrong with it? Or I need to pick that up right now because it's only $4. That's what happened with this thing. Now for a couple things I'm very excited about, both from Maybelline. I picked up two of their Lifter lip liners, which I've heard really great things about. And I also saw that they have the Lifter Plumper or Plumping Gloss. And I went with the shade Blush Blaze. Let's give this a quick little swatch on the back of my hand. And then I will also swatch the lip liners. Okay, that looks like a really cute color. As far as the scent, it's a little bit more, has more of a minty scent than the original Lifter Gloss. I was hoping it would smell like the original Lifter Gloss with just like a cinnamon effect, but that's okay. It doesn't smell bad. I love the smell of the Lifter Glosses. I think they smell better than any other lip product that I own. So the two shades of lip liner that I picked up are Line Leader. I need my glasses. Ooh, that is a great nude. Perfect nude. Looks a bit like every other lip liner that I own, and then this one looks to be a little bit darker. This is the shade Big Lift. Oh, that's actually quite a bit darker and cooler in tone. Kind of more like grayish. I like lip liners like that. I don't like lip colors like that. Kind of like Iconic Nude. It's giving me Iconic Nude vibes. Very nice and creamy. Let's see, I'm gonna go with the lighter one, kind of more pink one. I just feel like it kind of goes with this whole corally look a little bit better. And more than anything with a lip liner, the thing I'm the most curious about is how well it sets down and how long lasting it's going to be. Sometimes that takes me some time to figure that out on my lips, but we will take a look at this. I'm actually gonna swatch this one on the back of my hand right now. We're gonna let it sit there for a minute while I finish off shaping my lips, and then we'll go back and see how budge proof it is. Okay, beautiful color. I love that color, such a pretty pink nude. Okay, I'm gonna let that sit for just a sec. So let's go back to this one. I just put this on like 30 seconds ago, but okay, that's looking pretty promising. That was just with like 30 seconds of sitting down. Let's give this gloss a try on top. Curious what the plumping effect of this is like. Do you guys like plumping lip glosses? Like they're kind of polarizing. Some people love the plumping, like tingly effect, and some really do not. Let's see how strong this one is. Okay, as you lick your lips, I know when you lick the original Lifter glosses, you get a nice sweet treat. This one you're gonna get some cinnamon. I mean, it is like very cinnamony, like strongly cinnamony. It's like I can feel it in the back of my throat. So Be aware of that. If that is not your thing, if you're very sensitive to like the cinnamon gum or mint, if you do not like that, you are not gonna like this gloss because I'm definitely getting that cinnamon feel and kind of subtle taste. I don't mind it. This is pretty strong though. I think this might be the strongest plumping lip gloss that I have felt in a while. I mean, there is a pepper on the front of it. I feel like that probably should have told me this was gonna be intense. I kind of like it. I feel like I'm eating Mexican food, sort of. All right, here's the finished makeup look. I've got to be honest, you guys, this is not my best makeup day. I think my lips look awesome. Everything else doesn't look so great today. I mean, when you start with bad skin, I just feel like things go downhill from there. I don't think my eyes look bad. I think I would like this eyeshadow palette. It came together better than I thought that it would. I actually feel like on camera it's a little bit more bold than in person it's a little bit more bold than maybe it's looking in camera. Very corally, but very pretty at the same time. I would like it a lot better if I had some coverage on my cheeks. I just feel very naked on my face right now, and I'm missing my bronzer. Where is my bronzer? I never go without bronzer, and this stuff just didn't cut it today. This is definitely the dud overall from today. It just did not work for me. Unfortunately, it's too bad. I think the packaging is super cute. Yeah, just slightly disappointing. And maybe the same is true with this. I'm gonna try this with my fingers and see if I can get just a little bit more coverage out of it and see if combining it with a higher coverage, kind of more long wearing and darker shade of foundation will kind of give this more of like a glowy additive to another foundation. On its own, definitely not enough coverage for me. I need way more coverage than this gave me, which is kind of unfortunate because it was pretty affordable. You get almost 2 ounces of product in here, which I really love. Let me know if you guys have tried this out. Did you try it as a skin tint, or maybe, I think with skin tint, you just never know. Like, are you gonna get more coverage, or are you gonna get more of like a Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter kind of thing going on? I feel like this is definitely not giving me the pearl of the Halo Glow or the Flawless Filter, but not a lot of coverage. Just kind of looks kind of pasty. Like, it just does not look good on me. Part of that is the shade match being wrong. I'll keep you posted on the highlighter. I have a feeling I'm gonna like this highlighter. I mean, it's been around forever. It's probably almost exactly like the other one that I already own. Probably the biggest win from today by far is gonna be the lip products. I really like this lip gloss. I think I've had it on for about 5 minutes now, and that sting, I mean, it's like a good sting, but it's a cinnamony sting. It's a bit of spice on your lips is still there. If you know you don't like that, you're probably not gonna like this one because it's pretty intense, but I think it's beautiful. And the lip liners. I love the shade of this lip liner. I'm eager to try the other one, which looks a lot like some of my other favorite shades. Cleo from Natasha Denona, Iconic Nude, and hopefully it will be nice and long wearing. I will keep you guys posted on those things. I'll also keep you posted on these little puffs. They were cute, but I don't know if it's just my skin today. It just generally looks bad. I don't wanna blame the puff, but I don't know that this is like the most easy to use thing. But I think that is everything. If you guys have tried some of this stuff out, let me know if it worked for you. What did you guys think of the plumping lip gloss and the lip liners? I know a lot of people have been talking about those lip liners, and you guys know I'm a diehard lip liner girl. Like, lip liner and mascara I can't live without. And concealer and eyeliner and brow products and highlighter. Okay, I love it all. But that is gonna do it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Please consider liking this video if you did like it, and subscribing before you leave if you have not done that yet. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye. Seriously, this lip stuff is quite intense. I should have known when there was a red hot chili pepper on the front of my package. Like, buyer be warned. I mean, that's like, it's a red, I was gonna say a red flag. It's a red pepper.